welcome to this second video aimed for beginner guitarists. My name is Seppo, and today we'll be looking into the different parts of the guitar, how it's structured, as well as the first chords, how to play them, what's the correct hand positions for you to play on. I know this video is quite big, and if you're already familiar with the guitar and how to play it, I will be putting some shortcuts in the description box below so you can just jump right into the chord part in the end. So, let's take a look at the basic parts of the guitar. Here I have a classical acoustic guitar. Guitars are mainly divided into acoustic and electric guitars. There are a lot of similarities between these, even if they look somewhat different. This part right here, the big round, is the body of the guitar. This is what in the acoustic guitars makes the sound, as well as in the electric guitars. The tone woods used in the manufacturing of the guitar affect the sound that it produces. In the bottom here, you see the bridge. This is where the strings are attached to. In electric guitars, you have different types of bridges, most commonly referred to as a floating bridge or tremolo and a fixed bridge. The difference is that the fixed bridge usually has the strings running through the body, or they are wrapped around the bridge. In electric guitars, you will also find pickups. What these are, they take the sound produced by the strings, the vibration, and they turn it into a signal that can be amplified through the amplifier. In electric guitars, you have tone, volume, and a pickup selector switch, which allows you to change the tonality of the guitar. Here we have a guitar neck. The neck woods also affect the tonality of the guitar itself. On the top of the neck, you have this darker brown part, which is the fretboard, usually made of rosewood or ebony or maple. The silver wires you have running vertically on top of the fretboard are referred to as fret wires. Now these are very important in this video and in your playing. In electric guitars, you also find different neck profiles. You have different neck joints. You can have bolt-on necks, set necks, or neck-through guitars. The white or creamy part on the top of the fretboard is the nut of the guitar. This can be made from different substances, but the purpose of this is to be the anchor, the point which the guitar tension begins with the strings, and it gives you the first notes, the open notes. Right in the very end, you have the headstock of the guitar. This is where the guitar tuners, these white machine heads, are attached to. The tuners will alter the tension of the string by tightening or loosening it, giving you a different note. So this is what is going to help you tune the guitar. Usually you find different characteristics of the guitars as you move up the price ranges. This is getting more into the details of guitar parts, which we'll be covering in a different section. For now, it's important that you know the parts of the guitar and what their purpose is. We can take a look at a couple of the sitting positions often used in guitar playing. One of them that you can often see is the sideways position, where the guitar is resting on your right thigh. It puts the guitar in this horizontal manner, giving you a very relaxed position. The other way of holding the guitar is the so-called classical way, where the guitar is placed in between your legs, resting on your left thigh. It puts the guitar in a more upright position, giving you a nice and relaxed access to the fretboard. What's important, no matter which position you use, is that you don't twist the guitar like so. I know it's tempting to twist the guitar to see what you're playing, but it's gonna alter your position, so try and keep it upright. So the hand positions. For the left hand, it's important that you don't grab the guitar with your whole fist. This doesn't allow you to move at all, and it's gonna restrict your fingers from moving. I suggest that you place your thumb on the back of the neck in the center, pointing up, and then you can start bringing your fingers to the front, and it allows them to move freely. You need to have a space between the fretboard and your hands for them to be able to move. We can start looking into how to press the strings just before we go into the first chords. As said before in the video, the silver bars here are the fret wires. And when you're trying to fret a note on the guitar, it's important that you try and press close to the fret so that you don't have to use excessive pressure and you get a nice and clean note out of the guitar. If your sitting position and your hand positions are correct, it doesn't require a lot of pressure. The guitar setup has to be comfortable so that the distance between the strings and the fretboard isn't too wide. To get clean chords and clean notes, you should use your fingertips to fret the notes on the silver bars. If you use a larger part, the more fleshy part of your finger, the notes and the chords might get scrambled and you might hear rattling or buzzing that shouldn't be there. In the beginning, these are very common to happen. Just be patient, you will get it eventually. Next up, we're going to be looking in the right hand. So you might be starting to play the guitar with a plectrum. So let's take a look how to hold the pick. There are as many ways to hold the pick as there are players, but a good starting point is that you hold the pick in between your index finger and your thumb, like so that it points directly to the side. And then you bring your hand onto the strings and the body of the guitar. This should feel relaxed and easy as well, and try and keep your right hand relaxed whatever you're doing, if you're strumming or if you're picking some notes. There are many different ways of playing the strings. Some people want to use their whole arm, their elbows, but I recommend that you try and use your wrist as well and try to keep things relaxed so you don't start tensing up. In the beginning, it's very, very common and inevitable that your fingers are going to be hurting, especially with steel string acoustic guitars and electric guitars, but also on nylon strung classical guitars. If you feel pain on your wrists or tension in your forearms or even your neck, try and relax yourself and shake it off a little bit. So now that we have the sitting positions, hand positions, and the basics of how to fret chords and notes on the guitar, let's take a look at some chord diagrams and let's get you playing your first chords on the guitar. Okay, this is the first chord diagram. This is called an A minor chord. To help you understand how the chord diagram is formed, you can imagine that it's this segment of the guitar that's depicted within the diagram. The horizontal lines on the diagram represent the silver fret wires on the guitar. The leftmost vertical line is the thickest E string on the guitar. In chord diagrams, the fingers are numbered from 1 to 4. The index finger is number 1, middle finger number 2, ring finger number 3, and pinky number 4. The dots represent where your fingers should be. This helps you to get an idea how you can press the chord efficiently. Sometimes the chord diagrams have an X or an O on top of the diagram itself. The X means that the string is not played at all, and the O on top of the strings means that it's played open without fretting any notes. So let's take a look at the first diagram we have here, the A minor chord. In the A minor chord, you can instantly see that you have an X on top of the thickest string, the leftmost vertical line on the diagram. This means that the thick E string is not played at all for this chord. On the A string, right next to the E string, is an O. This means that the string is played open. And now we get to the finger positions. The diagram shows that finger number 2, which is your middle finger, goes on to the second fret of your guitar, the second horizontal line in the diagram. You place it on the D string on the second fret. Right underneath the middle finger, you find the ring finger placed on the G string on the second fret. This is the form you should be having so far. When we move up to the next string, the B string, you can see that the first finger, your index finger, is placed on the first fret of the B string. Now this is the shape for the A minor chord, and you can see that the rightmost string is played open. It has an O on top of the diagram. So this is the form you should be having. Remember to have a good posture. Remember how to press the guitar strings with your fingertips, trying not to hit any other strings with the same finger. Remember to have your thumb placed in the back of the neck, in the middle, pointing up, like so. Remember not to play the thickest E string on this one, so you start on the second string closest to you. This is what the A minor should sound like. Remember to keep your arms relaxed and try and apply just the amount of pressure that you need, pressing near the fret wire. So let's take a look at another chord diagram, a very often used one, the E minor chord. You can see that the shape looks a little bit different and you're using only 2 fingers. Now, you can choose to stop this video and give it a go yourself first, see if you can make up for the shape and try and play it. Or you can come along with me step by step and we'll take a look how it should sound like and where the fingers are placed. Alright, so remember to have your hand positions relaxed in a correct place. Try and keep that in mind when you're starting out. So let's take a look at the E minor chord. In this one you can see that the leftmost line has an O on top of it, which means that the string is played open. On the A string, the second string closest to you, you can see that there is a number 2, so that means that the middle finger is placed on the second fret, the second horizontal line on the diagram. And right underneath that you can see that you have the third, the ring finger, placed on the same fret. It kind of reminds you to the A minor chord, but it doesn't have the index finger placed anywhere in this one. Then you can see that the 3 bottom strings, the thinnest strings, have O on top of each one of them, which means that they are played open. So let's take a look what this should sound like. Remember the hand positions and to keep your picking hand relaxed as well. This is what it should sound like. And this is a nice big sounding chord. You play each string, so you don't have to worry about not hitting one of the strings. What you need to focus on is having your hand positions correct, and so that your fingers that are here don't touch other strings. Try and press them with your fingertips and close to the fret wire to get a clean note. Now you can practice with this chord as well. Give it some time, try and give some strums to it, keep your hands relaxed. Okay, at the end of this video I'm gonna be putting some more chords for you, some very essential chords that I used a lot in music, which you can then take a look to and practice if you want to. If you have any problem memorizing or remembering what the symbols mean, you can just go back to the video and take a look to that, and then move back to the end and take a look to the chords. Remember, if you start feeling tension in your left hand when you're playing, try and shake it out. So now we've taken a look to the positions where you should play, how to hold the guitar, how to fret notes, and how to play your first chords. It's been quite a big lesson, and be patient when you're practicing this. After you get some of these shapes down, you can search for some of your favorite songs and see if you can find some of these chords in the tabulature of those songs. This video has been a very extensive lesson, and I hope you've enjoyed it and it's been helpful to you. If you have any ideas, any comments, don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.